He is looking for diamonds inside the rough with Lee Cowan meet American picker Mike Wolfe. American pickers made him wealthy and famous, then all of it came crashing down. Mike Wolfe's divorce valued him $5.8 million. His friend Frank died after. Their sour feud, now his shop has mysteriously closed and fanatics are asking, is the show even actual from faux finds? Tongri associates the fact approximately Mike Wolfe is finally popping out, and it is not anything like what you see on television. Mike Wolfe, become born on June 11, 1964 in Joliet, Illinois. While he become young, his circle of relatives moved to Bendorf, Iowa, wherein he grew up with his siblings, Beth and Robbie. His mom, Rita, raised them alone, working difficult to guide the family. Cash became tight, however. Wolfe never let that maintain him. Returned. He discovered possibility in the most unexpected places to avoid. Bullies on his manner to school. He took an exceptional direction, cutting through alleys and backyards. That's wherein he first noticed something that others overlooked: gadgets humans had thrown away. At just 6 years old, he noticed a banana seat bicycle mendacity within the weeds in the back of a neighbor's house. He pulled it out, cleaned it up, pumped the tires, and bought it for $5. It wasn't pretty much the money. It became the fun of locating something treasured wherein no one else had bothered. To appearance, that moment sparked something in interior him. As he were given older, he spent extra time attempting to find vintage bicycles, fixtures, and antiques. At the same time as different kids had been gambling, sports activities, or watching TV, Wolfe turned into dragging home rusty bikes and damaged down chairs, determined to restoration them up. His mother saw his passion and allowed him use the family storage as a workshop. He wasn't simply gathering junk, he was getting to know a way to repair and promote his love for bicycles. Even led him to open a motorcycle save earlier than shifting his awareness in absolutely to antiques by using 2000. Wolfe decided to show his lifelong interest into an enterprise. He opened Antique Archaeology in Lear, Iowa, a store filled with particular reveals from his choosing. Adventures has spent his days exploring barns, garages, and abandoned homes looking for lost pieces of history. Enterprise grew steadily, however, the whole thing modified in 2010 while American Pickers premiered on the History Channel. The show turned into an immediate success. Audiences cherished watching Wolfe and his crew uncover forgotten treasure hidden across America. However, it wasn't just approximately antiques. It became approximately the testimonies in the back of them, the records, the craftsmanship, and those who as soon as owned them. As American Pickers gained popularity, Antique Archaeology accelerated. Wolfe opened a second region in Nashville, Tennessee. In a restored vehicle production plant, the Gap became extra than simply a shop. It turned into a destination wherein records fanatics should hook up with the past Wolfe built. Heist Enterprise, on a simple concept: find misplaced pieces of history, restore them, and connect them with folks that appreciate their significance. His capacity to spot treasured objects and inform their memories grew to become Antique Archaeology into something larger than a shop. Beyond antiques, he launched Lanes, a clothing logo inspired by road trips in small city America. He also wrote Kid Pickers, an e-book encouraging youngsters to discover records via accumulating, but his passion did not stop there. Wolfe wanted to do more than just sell antiques. He desired to shop America's beyond through projects like this. Vicinity Topics, a campaign with the National Trust for Historical Upkeep, had labored to restore historic homes and small metropolis landmarks in Lear. He took a 1947 Chevy dealership and converted it into a retail space while keeping its unique man or woman in Columbia, Tennessee. He helped deliver existence back to forgotten buildings, showing that history could be preserved without losing its cause. Mike Wolfe's adventure to create American Pickers started lengthy before the cameras rolled. He wasn't simply another fact TV host chasing fame. He became a lifelong picker, a person who saw fee in what others discarded. Wolfe spent a long time traveling, returned roads, digging via barns and garages, and uncovering relics of America's past. He did not simply accumulate matters, he accrued tales. He filmed his adventures, capturing the thrill of discovery and the private histories at the back of each item. The one's motion pictures became the spine of his pitch to television networks. He wasn't promoting just a show. He changed into selling a imaginative and prescient a manner to make records thrilling with the aid of connecting it to the regular folks that unknowingly preserved it. For 5 years, Wolfe pitched His idea with no achievement, Maximum Networks, did not see the attraction of guys riding around seeking out antiques, but he refused to give up. He knew there was something special in what he was doing. 2009, his staying power subsequently paid off. The History Channel saw the capacity, and within months, American Pickers become born. Whilst the display premiered on January 18, 2010, it became an immediately hit. The first episode drew 1 million visitors, making it the History Channel's most successful debut, on account that Ice Road Truckers. Within weeks, that wide variety climbed tonally 4 million. The timing become best. Indicates like Pawn Stars were already proving that records-based. Truth TV may want to work and American Pickers in shape proper. Into that wave, however, what set it apart changed into its heart. This wasn't just a display about shopping for and selling, it became about the people, the locations, and the forgotten portions of history hiding in undeniable sight. A part of the display's achievement got here from Wolfe's partnership. With Frank Fritz, the two had known every other due to the fact that middle school bonding over their shared love for antiques. They both grew up without fathers and observed common ground in the thrill of the hunt. When Wolfe developed American Pickers, Fritz was the natural choice for a co-host. High seaside-going personality and love for quirky collectibles, everything from antique toys to oil. Ken's introduced a layer of humor and heat to the show. He had a manner of making human beings sense snug on Digicom, which helped carry out the best testimonies from creditors. Their chemistry made the display sense real. It wasn't scripted drama or pressured interactions. It became two longtime buddies doing what they loved, and audiences connected with that. Even if tensions later led to his departure in 2021, his position in shaping the display's early achievement became plain. Beyond its attractive hosts, American Pickers stood out because of its particular layout. Every episode became extra than a treasure hunt. It was a journey through records. Instead of just focusing on the economic cost of an item, Wolfe made positive. The display explored its cultural importance. Wherein did it come from? Wounded. Why changed into it essential? This storytelling approach converted apparently regular gadgets into effective hyperlinks to the past. The show additionally carried a message of sustainability. Choosing wasn't pretty much earning money. It turned into approximately giving vintage objects a second existence in an age of mass manufacturing and disposable lifestyle. American Pickers reminded viewers that the past still had cost. Now, not simply in bucks, however, in meaning. From the very beginning, American Pickers redefined how records may be informed. ONTV, it wasn't about textbooks or museums. It became about everyday people, forgotten treasures, and the stories hidden within the most surprising locations. Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz spent over a decade touring, collectively turning rusted junk into precious unearths on American Pickers. Their partnership helped make the show a success. However, behind the scenes, their friendship commenced to collapse. With the aid of 2020, things had reached a breaking factor that year. Fritz stopped acting on the display at the start. There has been no clarification. Fans was hoping he might return, but months handed and he by no means did. In July 2021, Wolfe announced on Instagram that Fritz changed into officially out. He known as their Journey 1, full of United States and downs, but stated Fritz would be overlooked. Fritz didn't agree with a word of it in an interview he referred to as Wolfe's assertion. Bulls later, Fritz revealed that he and Wolfe hadn't spoken in 2 years. Even after Fritz underwent major back surgery in 2020, Wolfe by no means checked in. He knew Maya turned, changed into tousled. However, he didn't name me up and ask how I turned into doing. Fritz stated he felt deserted by means of someone he had recognized for over 40 years. There has been extra to the feud than silence. Fritz believed the display had turned out to be absolutely focused on Wolfe. It's tilted closer to him 1000%. He stated in comparison, their dynamic to a band wherein Wolfe turned into constantly the front man at the same time as he performed backup. However, health problems made matters even worse. Fritz had battled Crohn's sickness for years, condition that left him susceptible and regularly in pain. In 2020, he had lower back surgery that stored him off the street. In the course of that time, he became hooked on painkillers. Then, at work had strict policies, approximately drug use, and Fritz reportedly failed obligatory screenings that gave them another cause to maintain him off the display. Nevertheless, Fritz insisted he hadn't and he were fired. The feud played out in public. Fritz accused Wolfe of pushing him apart in desire of his brother Robbie Wolfe, who'd began performing more un-American pickers Wolfe, then again stated he'd attempted to assist Fritz, and had even recommended him to get assist he known as the falling out painful, and compared it to losing a brother via mid-2021. It became authentic. The History Channel confirmed Fritz's departure. Enthusiasts were upset, said they had watched him and Wolfe travel throughout America for over 300 episodes since the display's debut in 2110. To many, the show wasn't the equal without Heim. A few commenced petitions annoying his return. However, by then Brit's health had ended up a larger problem than television. Then in July 2022, tragedy struck. Fritz suffered an intense stroke that left him partly paralyzed and bedridden. His circumstance in no way progressed. On September 30th, 2024, at age 60, he exceeded away, despite the whole lot Wolfe turned into. Reportedly by means of his aspect inside the end, that they had reconnected privately in May 2023 after Fritz's passing. Wolfe posted attribute on Instagram calling him a dreamer, who turned into just as touchy as he changed into funny. Mike Wolfe made a name for himself, digging through barns and backyards, uncovering lost treasures on American pickers. However, over the years, his recognition has faced demanding situations. Some lovers query whether the show is asexual because it seems, while others criticize how he runs his business more lately. His efforts to repair a small city sparked backlash. Those controversies have not stopped him, but they have modified how humans see him. One of the biggest debates in American pickers records came about at some point of the episode Shelby in the Barn, which aired in 2016. The episode accompanied Wolfe and his colleague John S. as they searched for a Chevy neon sign in Alabama. Instead, they stumbled upon a rare 1967 Shelby Mustang GT 500, a vehicle that had reportedly been sitting untouched for over 40 years. The discovery appeared too desirable to be real, and enthusiasts quickly raised questions. Visitors took to Facebook and studied it, wondering how such an uncommon automobile should seem so with ease on digital camera. A few believed production staff scouted locations in advance of time and pre-organized finds to make the display extra exciting. Others pointed out that Truth TV usually entails a few stages of making plans. However, this particular scene felt staged. The financial info introduced to the doubts. Even in bad condition, the Mustang was really worth about $75,000 over zero. Restoring it might value over $100,000. Wolfe supplied to shop for it, but the proprietor refused, announcing it had sentimental value. This best-fueled hypothesis. A few fanatics believed the setup turned into scripted to create drama, while others argued that moments like this have been necessary to hold the display exciting. Either way, it have become one of the maximum pointed out finds in American pickers records. Out of doors of the display, Wolfe's business practices have additionally come under fire. In 2022, a customer accused his Save Antique Archaeology of retreating of a sale to just accept a higher provide. They had positioned an order through the internet site, acquired a confirmation, then got a reimbursement without a proof. Suspicious, they filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau, writing suspect. They conventional a higher offer. I just want them to honor the acquisition like they originally did. Antique Archaeology responded, saying two people had offered the same item on January 21st, 2022. Within hours of every different, a technical glitch allowed both bills to go through before the gadget or two were placed the inventory. The second one order became refunded as a result. Regardless of this explanation, some customers remained frustrated. Lawsuits about the shop weren't new over the years. Many have criticized the excessive fees, with some mentioning that simple vintage sign sell for $900 and branded socks value $18, even though the business brings in approximately $900. In keeping with 12 months these problems have made some human beings query Wolfe's ethics after the web order controversy. His crew promised to improve the internet site to prevent similar troubles. However, the maximum heated criticism Wolfe has confronted has nothing to do together with his display or his shop. It's approximately his function in converting Columbia, Tennessee. In 2022, he sold an ancient home there for $700,000. He spent over $1 million restoring it to its authentic design that became just the start. He additionally bought more than one residences, which includes A-Lane's Holiday Condominium and a motorbike shop as part of his plan to convey new commercial enterprise to the town. A few human beings respect his efforts, however, no longer each person is glad. Critics say he's using up assets' values, and changing Columbia's identification worries grew even stronger when plans surfaced for a $983 million. Six-story condominium venture. A few residents worry their small city appeal is disappearing. Others fear they may be priced out in their very own community. Wolfe sees his paintings as a way to hold history whilst growing monetary possibilities. He often posts updates on social media, sharing his recuperation projects and showing off his conventional causeries, which includes a 1959 Chevrolet El Camino, really worth $42,000, but his ardor for vintage treasures hasn't silenced the grievance. The talk over his effect on Colombia keeps informing. It raises a larger query: whilst does revitalization become gentrification? Mike Wolfe has spent years attempting to find forgotten treasures across America. However, his non-public existence has had its own struggles. He married Jodie Faith in 2012, and for nearly a decade, they built an existence collectively. Their marriage faced serious, demanding situations, such as Jodie's conflict with stage 2 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She turned into recognized in 2013 and fought via treatment 4 years earlier than being declared most cancers-free in 2020. But notwithstanding overcoming that fight together, their dating didn't ultimate. They separated in June 2020, and by way of December 2021, their divorce changed into finalized. The purpose became indexed, has irreconcilable variations. The agreement become extensive. Jod obtained over $5.8 million in coins, together with properties in Tennessee and North Carolina. She become also granted royalties from American Pickers and $200 in month-to-month baby aid. She got primary custody in their daughter, Charlie. However, Mike has remained a lively and dedicated father. He regularly shares moments with Charlie on social media, displaying his love for her and his dedicated comment to being present despite his worrying profession. The divorce changed into a difficult bankruptcy. However, it additionally driven him to grow. On November 6, 2024, Mike turned 60. His female friend, Letitia Clean, celebrated the occasion with heartfelt messages. Approximately his journey and his accomplishments for Mike, this birthday become greater than simply any other year. It was a risk to step returned and reflect on what truly topics he had spent decades on the road, looking for antiques and telling the tales of forgotten history. However, now his focus had shifted. He spoke about valuing the small circle of humans around him and prioritizing significant relationships over paintings. In spite of this modification in perspective, his ardor for choosing remained as robust as ever. He nevertheless traveled across the U.S., searching for uncommon unearths and meeting humans with incredible stories. Turning 60 did not sluggish him down. If anything, it gave him a deeper appreciation for the adventure. Mike Wolfe has constantly been at the move, trying to find forgotten treasures and uncovering history, one select at a time, but 2025 started with a sudden assignment. His Nashville antique store, Antique Archaeology, closed all at once. In February, the motive given became a fuel leak, resulting from nearby production. Something completely out of his manage. The shop's group published an apology on social media, letting clients know they had been operating on solving the issue they promised. Updates on when they'd reopen. However, as of overdue February, no professional date has been set. Fanatics at once began asking questions. Some believed the closure became temporary and might be resolved soon. Others puzzled if something bigger became happening behind the scenes, with retail businesses suffering throughout the USA. American Pickers dealing with declining scores in latest year's speculation grew. May want to this be a sign that Wolfe became transferring focus ought to the store be in hassle. Beyond simply the construction issues, these had been the kinds of questions being requested, despite the fact that no legitimate declaration hinted at something greater than a brief closure. For years, the Nashville Keep has been more than simply a place to buy antiques sitting in Marathon Village, a historical part of the town. It's Been a have-to-visit spot for enthusiasts of the show and fanatics of vintage fins along its sister shop in LeClaire, Iowa. It has been a key part of Wolfe's logo, a bodily extension of his passion for uncovering forgotten portions of history. However, irrespective of how a HEDA enterprise is jogging a bodily shop, comes with risks surprising closures. Rising fees and changes in purchaser behavior all play a function in how long a keep can live to tell the tale. Wolfe has been within the enterprise long sufficient to recognize this, and while he has now not commented on that lengthy time period, future of the Nashville shop fanatics are hoping it reopens quicker as a substitute, then later the store closure becomes simply one part of a miles bigger. 12 months for Wolfe 2024 had already been an emotional one marked with the aid of non-public loss and big life changes in September. His longtime buddy and former American Pickers co-superstar Frank Fritz exceeded away there. Courting have been complex in recent years after Fritz left the show in 2020. Due to health issues, there had been anxiety among the two. However, despite their variations, Wolfe was there in his final moments, keeping his hand as he exceeded. It was a reminder of the deep records they shared, that they had constructed something special, collectively turning their love for antiques right into a show that stimulated millions. However, even with all these personal changes, Wolfe isn't always slowing down American. Pickers is heading back on the street with filming set Tourism in South Carolina in February 2025. Producers have invited locals to take part, encouraging humans with precise collections and interesting tales to reach out. This alerts an effort to bring clean electricity to the show, something that might be crucial given that its viewership has visible declines in recent years, but Wolfe has usually believed in the energy of what he does. He spent decades searching through barns, garages, and forgotten garage devices, all in the hopes of locating something unique beyond the show he keeps to enlarge his commercial enterprise, ventures, lands, guest residences, boutique condo property, and Columbia Motor Alley, a vintage stimulated area for classic car enthusiasts are both nevertheless key elements of his paintings. While he balances those exceptional tasks, his passion for uncovering records remains at the center of everything he does. Mike Wolfe is first-rate regarded for American Picker. However, his passion for history goes some distance beyond the TV display. He has spent years turning his love for antiques into something plenty bigger. From writing books to restoring homes, he has dedicated his life to preserving the beyond in approaches that reach hundreds of thousands of people, one and all. His largest initiatives outside of television is Youngster Pickers, a e-book he wrote to inspire youngsters to explore records via antiques. He wishes youngsters to see antique gadgets not just as things, however, as stories ready to be uncovered. The book teaches them how to find hidden treasures, studies their records, and understand why those portions of the beyond be counted. It reflects the manner Wolfe himself sees the sector, not simply as a collector, however, as a storyteller who wants to bypass down information to future generations. His love for history also led him to create Antique Archaeology, a logo that extends beyond picking. He sells various apparel and accessories inspired through his adventures. Lovers can buy hats, t-shirts, and different objects that replicate the spirit of discovery that American Pickers is all about. However, this is greater than just products. It connects people to his journey and lets them be part of the world he has constructed. He runs 2 physical stores, one in Lear, Iowa, and any other in Nashville, Tennessee. Both places are full of specific reveals from Heist travels, making them extra than just shops. They're plaque locations wherein history comes alive. However, Wolfe isn't always just inquisitive about gathering and promoting vintage matters. He has decided to shop the places wherein history turned into made. He works closely with the National Trust for Ancient Maintenance, the usage of his platform to raise focus approximately buildings and landmarks that are susceptible to being misplaced for all time. One of the largest campaigns he has supported is that This Vicinity Matters, which encourages humans to defend ancient websites that tell America's tale. His passion for protection goes beyond elevating attention. He's taking direct movement by means of buying and restoring ancient buildings himself in Columbia, Tennessee. He offered a 1947 Chevy dealership that were sitting empty for years, alternatively of tearing it down or modernizing It past popularity, he cautiously restored it while preserving its original individual intact. Now it serves as a retail space, but extra importantly, it stands as proof that vintage buildings should be destroyed to have new lifestyles. Wolfe has additionally put millions of bucks into revitalizing small towns. He knows that while antique buildings disappear, groups lose extra than simply systems. They lose organizations, reminiscences, and a feel of identity. It is why he invests in places like Lair, Iowa, and Columbia. Tennessee now, not just by restoring homes, but by supporting to create a destiny for these towns. One among his largest initiatives is Nashville's big outdoor undertaking designed to deliver financial increase to small cities with fewer than 5. Ozevoro residents, this program stretches from Muscle, CHS, Alabama to Liars Fork, Tennessee, assisting these communities appeal to remote employees and travelers. Via securing funding for marketing, tourism, and infrastructure, Wolfe is ensuring that those places do not just survive, they thrive. His passion for saving records would not forestall with antiques and homes. He is also deeply dedicated to gathering and maintaining antique motorcycles. His love for motorcycles started while he was 13. He secretly offered his first bike without telling his mother, and from that moment on he became hooked. Over the years, his collection has grown to include extra than 130 antique bikes. Some of the rarest fashions he owns consist of a 1913 Indian TNN and a 1934 Harley-Davidson VL. Wolfe is specifically drawn to pre-1920 American bikes due to the fact they constitute the earliest days of motorized transportation. He would not simply gather those motorcycles, he cautiously preserves them, in contrast to many collectors who completely restore antique bikes to appearance. Trendy Wolfe prefers to hold them in their authentic circumstance. To him, every scratch, dent, and bit of rust tells a story. He believes that keeping their authenticity is just as critical as retaining them. Jogging his love for bikes isn't always just about collecting. He really rides them. He takes vintage bikes on long scenic journeys across the USA, connecting with different fans who proportion his appreciation for history on wheels. He has even collaborated with museums like Wheels Through Time in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, helping to showcase uncommon and traditionally giant motorcycles. In January 2025, Wolfe made headlines when he determined to auction off 62 bikes from his series at Mium Auctions. In Las Vegas, this wasn't just about selling. It became a part of a shift in cognizance for him, rather of retaining directly to each piece he desired, to concentrate on precise eras of bike records and provide different creditors the risk to personal something special. He sees those bikes as greater than just machines. To him, they are storytellers that capture the spirit of innovation and adventure from another time. Everything Wolfe does, whether or not it is choosing antiques, restoring homes, or gathering bikes, comes right down to the same goal. He wants to ensure history isn't forgotten. He needs humans to see the price in vintage matters. Now, not just due to the fact they're uncommon or steeply priced, but due to the fact they have, which means